like say Skull Woods, where normally you're only looking at 2 items, but there's actually a fair number of chests in there, and so they could be anywhere.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Skull, the number of chests in each dungeon has gone up significantly.
Oh, and we are off.
Starting from different locations, both basically trash items in the opening, and Movellandrone just grabbing that arrow upgrade and going straight to Sank.
Yeah, so displeased with the start of the route.
And yeah, so it looks like Arboretic is in fact heading to the Houlihan opening.
Oh, right. And this gets new value here too, because you have so many more things that can be in the overworld. You're not always guaranteed to get those rupees that you're expecting on a trip to Kakariko. And so you can get 225 right here. Why not?
Yeah, this guarantees that you'll at least have enough for the bottle vendor and to purchase a stack of bombs when you get to Kakariko.
Right. Now, Movellan heading up to the forest, where we'll probably see Arboretic go just after.
Now, interestingly enough, Movellandrone opting to go in the front side of the forest and not bothering to check the lumberjack cave. That is interesting, but it may work. So, yeah. Movellandrone actually picking up the power glove in the Thieves' Hideout in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, that's a great start. Just need 2 more items for Dark World access.
I'm told that item is in fact what we call so bad.
Yeah, if it's the one you can plug into your NES, I would say so.
Alright, so Arboretic picks up a single bomb at the south end of the grove and is going to use that potentially to open the race game. But he's going to check first.
Right, and if this turns out to be no good, he'll actually have found himself in a wealth of bombs if he just goes to open the hut in the corner of the village.
So that is a item where I'm not going to go back through and get it, but if I had just YOLO'd the race game and gone there, I would have picked it up.
Right. Even with the Houlihan opening, we may be looking at a trip to Zora later. We're going to need some rupees for that.
Alright.
And a single arrow out of the bar back.
Best arrow ever.
And Movellandrone really hoping that they would pick up some bombs here in the basement of Blind's hut. I'm going to have to come back to pick up that one last item.
So interestingly enough, Arboretic is going to try to save himself some money here by acquiring bombs in this shed. There are 4 in here at a time. You can just walk in and out and grab as many as you want.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty smart overall. It does take maybe a little time overspending the 50 rupees for the bombs in one trip from the shop, but you're looking at potentially saving the rupees later, and they're generally a longer farming process.
I mean, it's just as good as if he had gone to the race game and picked up the 50 rupees.
Yeah, that's a good point too, and that would have been exactly the 50 for the bombs, so it's all a wash. Is Movellan continuing on without rupees or bombs? Gonna hope for a vanilla 3-pack here. But another heart container. Starting off a healthy seed.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like coming down the north side of CAC anymore, because...
Ooh, and our first big key, the Tower of Hera from the bottle vendor.
Nice. Yeah, not having those bombs in these 2 houses can be a real problem.
Yeah. Now, Movellan feeling perhaps a bit at a loss here. It's a shame. Would have had the 50 rupees had they picked up the pots between the chests in the front part of the well. And we find out that it's another heart container in the back of the well.
Alright, so Movellan will now be heading up to the escape sequence. That is a relatively common early play. Now, a lot of times you don't want to come up here without some sort of repeatable weapon. but at least he can get the uncle's tunnel out of the way. I actually do not know anything about Movellandrone. I'm just going to use a neutral pronoun now.
All right, and so we're getting that first Uncle chest, big 20. It's going to be enough for bombs anyway. And just another heart piece in the back of Blind's hut. So nothing really missed of great value by Movellandrone, but you got to think they're going to make the trip back. This will get 50 more rupees, and that's going to give them Bottle Vendor. So they'll have a little bit of a decision to make.
So big key for Hera, and glove in the Lost Woods hut there. So here's another thing. So you're arboretic, you come up here to the Lost Woods, you pick up the glove in the hut, and you go, and you potentially go check Lumberjack.
Right.
Do you immediately just go down and sequence break the Death Mountain play?
I mean, if you're feeling comfortable with the Dark Room, it might be worth it at the very least just to get that spawn point for later. Being able to save and quit at the Mountain Cave could be really useful.
Alright. I want to go ahead and shout out our tracker, Recidador, who's going to be doing a great job taking care of all of your item visibility needs today.
We do have the opt for bombs here from Movellandrone. And what's at the Lumberjack today? That's
It's
a small
key.
Oh, man. And that, of course, is why some people call that the Anxiety Cave. You don't know if you need that small key because you don't know what it's for. So if you find yourself desperately seeking a small key, you may go make that Aga run just because.
Yeah, so the small key, actually a pretty strong indicator that something might be required, but maybe not.
Yeah. You see Arboretic taking this glove to a non-sequence break place to finish out the back of Escape.
So, for experienced runners, the only dungeons...
GT Big P!
Woo!
We got it early. If you picked, like, I don't know, 8, right?
No, let's see. It would have been... I can actually work this out. 1, 2, 15... 16, 17, 18, 19.
Hey, that's a regular GT Big Key guess. How about it?
Yeah.
Good work, Bob. And let's see. We got Movelland just going to check the bombable spots off the list. Getting very close to money for the Bottle Vendor.
Yeah, 15 comes after 2. That was just me counting all 13 items in CAC.
Yeah.
Turtle
Green
Rock.
Pendant. Turtle Rock, yeah.
So speaking of Turtle Rock, I was talking about small keys. So for an experienced runner, there are only 3 dungeons in the game that require you to find any small keys from chests and stuff in order to complete. They are Palace of Darkness, Swamp Palace, and Turtle Rock. So, if it's one of those keys, it's possible that Lumberjack is required.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to see what we find.
And then, of course, the logic wants you to have a lot more keys.
Right. But if you're clever, and these runners certainly are, then you can find your ways around.
Yeah, in this case, I just mean beat the boss.
And our first bottle out of Eastern Palace for Arboretic. We'll see a trip back to the village for him to talk to the sick kid.
Yep, and bonus blue goo, so there you go.
Yeah, definitely nice to have. And if anything, or if nothing else, it provides more value at this high heart count. Small key to pod.
Yep. We got a little bit of business up here in Eastern Palace.
Right.
Arboretic just walking around taking care of business.
Yeah, Movelland ended up burning a bomb to get the rupees back that they spent on them.
Yep. At least they got 9 more bombs.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
now they
this
have
early
5,
on-
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, neither player yet has gone for the mini Moldorm South Shore play. And that is not something I see that often.
That it would be delayed.
Correct.
Yeah, it's definitely a surprise. With that glove, you definitely want to take this detour into the back of Escape. And looks like...
I think Arboretic's going to buy more bombs before the mini Moldorm cave.
That's a good move. 3 is a... well, you need an absolutely perfect set of bomb throws there. A key on the Hylia Island. Nice check there by Arboretic, knowing that the camera scrolls even if you can't swim. And as you called it, going for the bombs.
So even though he never purchased bombs in Kakariko, he still went on to purchase some now. And that makes sense.
Indeed.
Dude, I found GT Big Key in Link's house once.
Yeah, the rando is truly random.
And yet I still had to explore GT.
Oh, we've got Quake coming out of the damn chest. It's got
The
some...
what chest? No, I'm kidding.
The darn chest.
Nah, I'm messing with you.
And now we've got a bit of a high five here, as Arboretic was walking into the back while Movelland was opening up that chest. And our soggy small key here to Ice Palace. All right.
Now, I do want to apologize in advance. If this seed turns out to be trolly or not trolly, I was the one who rolled it, so I'm sorry.
Oh, and that last Moldorm just barely escaping. Down it goes.
That's why you buy those extra bombs.
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
There's a flute. And the mirror. Wow. Cave of Transport, thank you. And
Yes,
Misery
please.
Mire. Wow, with Misery Mire, Big Key, and the flute right there.
Yep, if only you had the Titan's mitts. Now, unfortunately, Movellandrone didn't have the bombs they needed.
Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully they get back there, because that's gonna put Death Mountain into the sequence for one thing. And actually, Arboretic hadn't gone back to the village yet, had they? And so they're gonna get a little twofer here if they remember to stop off at Sick Kid.
Yep, there is that. Ah. So, I hope that you're ready, because it's time. Let's get down to business to defeat Ganon. Did they send me chickens when I asked for ducks? You are spineless and pale, and you haven't got a clue, but somehow I will make swag duck out of you.
Always a delight. Alright, and we do see Arboretic remembering a trip to Sick Kid. And we got... Velen's gonna go opt for the free bombs. just a little piece of heart from Sick Kid then.
All right. So arboretic is now making his play on the escape area, it looks like.
I think we'll get our first tree pull here if he's doing the usual thing.
Yeah, this will be...
Dodging the red guard, throw him for the blue.
Yeah, I'm reasonably certain this will be tier 2, though, because it's going to count the mini Moldorms from a little while ago.
Right, and then plus minus. Nice quick throw, yeah. I mean, that might not even have been on purpose, but it worked out.
Sorry, that was funny.
Yeah, definitely. Just suddenly bombs. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna see Movelland take another crack at this mini Moldorm cave. And arboretic taking advantage of his wings. Oh no!
Oh!
And Movelland having cleared the last Moldorm, but also clearing himself into the pit, taking the last 2 hearts of damage there.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that... you don't like to see that. And a second bottle out of Ice Rod Cave.
Yep, that's certainly something I'd want to have.
Alright, 3rd time's the charm. Let's see it, Movelland.
Now, arboretic is going up to Death Mountain. They are going to... Or they were... I guess they aren't. I thought they were going to sequence break the old man, but they did not. They seemed rather reluctant to sequence break. They went into Eastern Palace and didn't even go to the vanilla big key chest.
Oh jeez, and we've got unfortunate simultaneous deaths here. The cabbages getting the best of arboretic, and Movelland just having a real time with these mini Moldorms.
So I feel like this is a scenario in which I might make myself avail myself of the fact that you can reset the game. Like if I'm having trouble with this, I would go buy the bombs, save, and then go do it. And if I fail, reset the game.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Basically, that way
you bombs keep, and I don't lose my rupees.
Yeah. Huh.
Now, not every runner is aware that saving the game or resetting the game is an option.
Well, I mean, this early too, when you don't have an easy way to make money, why not? And we're going to have dueling keys here in and on Spectacle Rock. We'll find out what dungeons they're for in just a moment, as Arboretic's going to be able to get both.
I'm feeling Castle Tower.
All right. Well, there's one. Inside Spectacle Rock, we had Castle Tower Small Key. And now if the other one's on top, that would just be silly. Mostly because they don't have any of the items that will get them in the door.
Beautiful.
All right.
This is the best bunny sprite.
I wasn't even thinking of it until it popped up. And sure enough, there it was.
And another pod key. I do not have the spoilers. There is no spoiler for Race Log. or for race ROMs.
We saw another pod small key. Where was it? I can't remember.
It was in Eastern Palace.
Thank you.
Compass room.
All right. Just a 3-pack of bombs there in the small key spot.
Incoming hammer in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, how now?
Okay. Moon Pearl, that works too.
And definitely something great to see. We're going to need that hammer or the other lift upgrade to get on with this.
Yeah, the other thing I neglected to remember is they have the big key for Tower of Hera.
Right. And I guess Arboretic's debating whether or not they want to go ahead up without a permanent weapon.
I mean, what else are your options at the moment? Zora and Agonist Cave?
I guess so. We're gonna see a fake flipper here instead. And Movelland did get through this mini Movellandrone cave finally. Gonna get that mirror, gonna get that flute, gonna get that Meyer big key.
Still don't know if
Meyer's required.
Talk to the dude!
I think he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried.
It's okay. Yeah, it definitely has all 3 items that were big out of there. It's alright. Yeah. Oh, right, and getting the Moon Pearl here is going to use the fake flipper to get to the water flow. Okay. We've seen 1 or 2 runs go amiss for not talking to the man before, so...
Yeah, sorry, I only looked over afterwards. It's
alright, it's okay.
I am the worst at commentary.
And we've got a map coming out of the Waterfall of Wishing. The maps and compasses do have a slightly renewed purpose in this format. The compass is less so for our runners here, but the maps will let you know over their respective locations when you go to the map screen what their prize is. Because you can't trust the music in this format. Normally you could get crystal or pendant music, but this time you need the map or to simply beat the boss.
Alright, so Movellandrone...
Looks like we're gonna see Escape from Arboretic.
Oh yeah, I forgot he hasn't done the first part of Escape.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. Alright, and Movelland looks like we'll be clear of the crabs on this one. Accidentally calling his bird, having to reconnoiter. And judging by that rock lift, I don't know if that was just an idle move, or if they're going to go down and farm up rupees 20 at a time, maybe get up to Zora.
There is that possibility. There's a slightly faster option if you want to go check maybe Agonist Cave while you're at it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there's our first sword. Yeah, actually with that power glove, they could flute to 7.
That is right on time.
Yeah, need that permanent weapon here.
I mean, you can do escape sequence with just bombs, and if you're good enough, you can pull it off with just 5 bombs. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one, and that sword is a welcome sight at this point. And a Turtle Rock small key here.
Alright, so that's 1. So with Palace of Darkness, you need at least 4 keys to full clear the dungeon. And that's if you have the bow and you know how to hammer jump. If one of those could add a key for each one of those conditions that does not exist. And then for Turtle Rock, to full clear the dungeon, you need all 4.
Right.
But to even complete it and defeat the boss, you need 3.
Right, yeah, and that We're gonna see if they need to get that green pendant. After all, if Sahasrara has anything good for them today.
Yep. Pendant Turtle Rock means it's almost always required.
I mean, I think 12 chests in Turtle Rock pretty much
That's
statistically gives you one good thing in there every time.
See,
which is nuts because it has a load of requirements.
I say Pendant Turtle Rock means it's almost always required, but Crystal Turtle Rock means it always is required. So basically, Turtle Rock is required. That's what I'm saying.
This is true. All right, and looks like we are going to see the sequence breaks here from Arboretic now, returning hopefully with this old man. But of course. And there is Misery Mire Small Key.
So Mire Small Key is not particularly important, especially if you have the big key.
Right. There's usually a way around to each of the different chests with keys that are provided in drop locations. They're just kind of out of the way, though. Like the one at the head of the fish room.
You can actually do it without going to the fish room.
Ah.
Yeah, you just need the one under the pot that's in the spike room, and the one from the berry, the jellyfish in the crystal switch room.
Right.
And the only doors you need to open are the ones on either side of that crystal switch room.
Right. Alright. You see, Movellandrone has moved on to the castle basement, gets that sword, and is hack-slashing away. While with some renewed confidence, Arboretic is going to tackle the Tower of Hera after all. Movelland, actually, I don't know if they got the other bottle with the blue potion.
Yeah, they would have had to have gone to Eastern Palace for that.
Ah, right.
That was in the first chest in Eastern.
Indeed.
Alright, so Arboretic making his way up Tower of Hera.
Gonna give that crystal switch a slash just to make the pots available right before the boss fight. And there are Titan's Mitts. We have Dark World access. Titan's Mitts in the tower.
I kind of figured they were going to be in one of the first two chests and not at Moldorm, but you didn't necessarily know that. So it's probably a good idea that Arboretic took off and tried to find a weapon first.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the prize is for this, both in the pendant crystal department and also the item. Because if it turns out it's an unneeded pendant and just rupees or something on Moldorm, then this was technically able to be robbed of all its value earlier.
So here's who's ready for a worse than vanilla fight here. Because not only do you have the fighter sword, which you usually have in vanilla, but also you have no boots.
Yeah. So this is the lowest of percents. Oh. But Arboretic is putting some cleverness to work here to maintain standing on the platform. If you have your sword out and you're pushing the D-pad in the direction that's inward on the platform, of course I say that, you can maintain your standing. Unfortunately, there wasn't an option because they took the hit and went flying.
Yeah, if you dash left or right on Trolldorm, you can often hit him and not take any bounces.
There we go. And digging Arboretic's mostly head-on approach here as he does finish the fight. Nice job.
Usually, if I have to fight the fighter sword guy, I'm standing at the bottom against the wall and just holding my sword out and hoping it works. Like for the sixth hit, anyway.
Right. Yeah. But here we go. We got our first crystal. Just right over 30 minutes in. Alright, Arboretic's going to continue into the Dark World. Taking the quick way into this portal.
Now, of course, that Tower of Hera was completed, but there's that looming fact that, you know, if you get the small key, you might have to go back in there.
It's true. Any item could be in there, even the fire rod, which would get to the back of this dungeon here.
Yep, Skull Woods is a dungeon that's the front part is relatively available early on, and a lot of players will go for it.
Yeah, definitely a smart move here. These chests are basically overworld. Movella looks to be a bit lost still as we get blue mail out of the Skull Woods.
This is not going to turn out well for Movellandrone.
Yeah, not realizing that they're missing the Moon Pearl required to pull off the glitch, as we saw it executed by Arboretic earlier.
And that Moon Pearl is up in Tower of Hera.
Right. With the current item loadout, that's actually all completely available. What we just saw open for Arboretic was one of the few chests that still has a locked contents in this format. That key necessary to make sure you don't soft lock in that room. And then lead into the mushroom.
Yep, it is fetch quest time. And Arboretic is going to leave the Gibdo push block big key chest behind for now.
And that's just as well. That chest can be a pain to do, and if you're coming back for the back half later, it might just be easier than maybe have Kane.
Oh!
And there's the book on Bumper. How about it?
All right, so literacy on the Bumper Cave, that can lead to several different outcomes right now. Now the thing is, the book is only going to unlock 2 places at this point. And it's not even going to do that without another sword.
Right. Because we have the mirror and the mitts and the flute, we can get the back way into Desert Palace. There's Ice Rod, alright.
Ice
Rod. It's for cold. Here in the Sea House.
That is true.
Yeah. Finally one that works. But yeah, I'm reminded we have the big key for Meyer. We don't have Kane. We don't have Lamp. But we have a sword and we have one of our medallions. If Meyer was Quake right now... Oh, we don't have hookshot or boots.
Well, now we have Kane.
Alright, but we still need a hookshot or boots, so disregard me.
Not only do we have Kane, but it is in fact required that we have Kane. And it is required to have Kane. And to be Kane.
Yep.
Does that mean that's gotta be Kane?
Hello, Ryu.
Hey guys, carry on.
Glad you could join us, man.
All.
Godspeed. All right, and so we start out with a blue boomerang in Thieves Town there. And the compass to Ganon's tower.
Yep, you can see how many chests you're wasting your time opening.
Right. I guess I started on the explanation of what the maps do earlier. Never got to the compasses. You'll see an item counter pop up when you're in that respective dungeon, letting you know just how many spots you've cleared.
Alright, so continuing through Thieves Town, we've got a small key to Ganon's Tower. You do need at least one of those as you ascend Ganon's Tower, but you can actually get one if you walk to the right location.
Yeah. And what was that fourth item? I looked away just a sec.
I
think it was nothing important.
It's like I saw it with my eyes, and
Right.
my brain just completely did not register it.
Alright, we have the map of Turtle Rock now for Movell out of EP.
Oh, it was the
Looks
other boomerang. That makes sense.
Oh wow, Thieves Town, a town of boomerangs. Thank you, chat and tracker.
I'm gonna go ahead and not make the connection between Thieves Town and Australia.
There's a history joke in there somewhere. Oh. Oh. Couple of tinks in there, that's
Oh,
alright.
boy.
But man, there we go, a map.
You had me
Small
worried.
Palace. Alright. Well, that'd be interesting information if we get the map check. To find out what our prizes are, we got Crystal on Swamp. So we're gonna need that hook shot. And we're gonna need those flippers.
And more importantly, we're gonna need the small key to Swamp Palace,
That is true.
which is trolling everyone.
Alright. Movellandrone taking the option to do the sequence break here. Not going to be able to do the damage boost strats in this room for having had a bit of a rough time. And actually, forgot about the pot hearts, but I think they'll play it safe here. While Arboretic is returning the Smith. Ends up getting full life out of the whole thing and just electing to go for the last kill.
Yep. You.
Now, ooh,
Oh,
the fire
whoa!
god!
Whoa! Wait a minute. That's huge.
Yeah, that's something. All right, now pay attention to Arboretic's screen real quick. You're seeing he's just spamming magic. Kind of looks like what's going on here. You may have seen this before. He's gonna use an allowed glitch with the way that the Cane of Samaria works to fake himself some magic powder.
Okay, so I think I know what just happened here. He's in that weird state where he has one magic.
Oh no. Well, he's got
Like-
a blue potion if he really wants to burn it all again.
He used fire rod, or he used ice rod a couple times, and then used Cane of Samaria blocks, and that is not guaranteed to zero you out.
Right. They've
You
got
have to
different
be
consumption
exact-
rates.
You have to be at exactly 0 for it to work.
Ah, well, shucks.
This is why if I have the lamp, I like to use that.
Right, it has a very controlled and, well, slow burn, we could say.
Yeah. At some point, Movellandrone is going to need to flute to 1. That's the big deal here.
Yeah, and
He
I'm
has
wondering
not
if
fluted
that's
to 1.
just slipping his mind at this point.
I did not know that Agna had custom text.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It was like, once I had a fish dinner, I remember it to this day, or something like that. So we are learning all kinds of new things about this game today.
Always something new with the rando.
Flute to 1. Flute to 1. Just hit the A button.
Hey, Button, come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Yes!
All right. Yeah. This is going to be a good thing for Movelland. They're going to get up to Tower of Hera. They're going to be able to get some key items and progress on with the seed. There we go. You got to leave your chest behind. Go in and just pick up a heart and ignore the arrows because, well, you got 21, and that's pretty good.
Movellandrone is actually working his way backwards through the dark cave, so
Yep.
that's pretty good. Now the sword makes that a lot easier, let me tell you.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, there we go. I think we just picked up the pod big key.
that was Swamp Palace Big Key.
Oh, Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and Arboretic thought for a second they had the shovel, which is a shame because I'm pretty sure this loses the purple chest.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ripperoni.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a costly mistake, but given the lack of Master Sword and Book, I think we'll see a little bit of a time. I guess we'll call it a save if he does go back for this, because he'll be able to just save and quit and then get over there. Or mirror and flute, rather. And looks like Movelland is having a struggle here.
Okay, so now he has actually picked up the old man. So
Oh, this is a tough spot to be in.
so if you don't make it out of the old man's cave, then if you die, you're gonna start there again. So he's gonna be
Right.
stuck here until he pulls it off.
Right, this is a very rare state the game puts you in where you have to do this. You simply have to now. You bought in, and it's... yeah. But just 20 bucks in the purple chest there. Arboretic getting it through this time. Still no hammer, which is going to prevent a little bit of our Dark World access.
And there we go.
Hey, great work, Movel.
I think Arboretic's about to be disappointed.
Yep. That's a bummer. There's something very expressive in that last bit of movement. But we're going to see the opt-out of trying to fake powder again as they drop off the mushroom.
Yep, the mushroom which we found in the bottom of a death-themed dungeon in the woods, which seems like something you don't really want to eat.
Yeah. We got big money here. And you're in the neighborhood. I guess you do take it up the Zora.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
Go get ripped off for a minute.
You gotta get it out of the way at some point, right?
Alright, so Movellandrone turns into Mario for a second.
Yup. Gotta love that bunny sprite, too.
Now, one thing of note, he did not check the inside of Spectacle Rock Cave.
Oh, that was...
It was a castle tower small key. Could be important, could not.
right. Oh, and I just missed the Zora ledge.
A big key.
Ooh, alright.
Big key of some kind. So, unless we get vanilla flippers, we may be seeing another trip.
Indeed. Now, after the flute and mirror in Mini Moldorm Cave, somehow this feels like vanilla flippers. Just for all the transport needs. Nope. Just the biggest of 20s.
Yep, that minus 96% return on investment.
Yeah. Oof. Alright, so...
I also really hope Movellandrone checks the chest in the back of the lobby here in Hera.
Yeah, they don't have that Moon Pearl yet. Oh boy. Rooting for him, though.
Now, they are going to pick up the Titan's mitts.
Speaking of which, we've got a use of them to get to the mire area here for arboretic. And just using a little water juke there to get out of the way of the Dacto.
He might have been able to catch the corner of that medallion requirement, but I did not.
I didn't either. That was a shield and another shield. We've got a certain double down kind of aspect of the seed where you had both the boomerangs in Thieves Town and now two shields sit next to each other.
So Movellandrone was going for the bomb jump there. That's the ether medallion.
Oh, all right.
So it turns out, no access to Mire at the moment.
That is just as well. As we're missing some things for the inside too, as I had notably forgotten earlier.
I do not want to go in there without a lamp. Though I have seen lamp in there more times than I care to see.
We get the map to Thieves Town now, so we can divulge its prize.
Now we could take a little trip into Desert Palace and potentially see what's on the ledge as well.
Yeah, it looks like that's where Arbor's gonna go. Meanwhile, Movellan holding on to this Moldon fight.
Oh, so
and
close.
Yeah, that's the second one that I've mentioned and then brought apparently a terrible fate upon. So, rip me.
Yes, Epipoliticos is apparently the happy mask salesman today, who has met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Anyway,
got a couple of big 20s in a row here.
That's also a terrible fate.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really, really need them. But there's a small woods, small key.
I mean, the woods are pretty small.
Did I say small woods?
Maybe.
Alright. They're actually surprisingly vast and sprawling, and I remember, at the very least when I was much younger, being rather intimidated by their layout. Also pickets. This game's equivalent of the like, ugh.
Movellan takes a fall, hopefully heads back up.
Yeah, I don't want them to be,
or even better,
deterred.
into the back of this particular room.
Yeah, this is gonna end up presenting a huge progression problem for Movellan, since you can't do much of anything in the Dark World except use the mirror if you don't have that Moon Pearl.
Now, it is fairly apparent that Movellan is a little bit of a newer runner to this. So I wish them all the best of luck in this. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. All right. So Arboretic, after a dip into the Swamp of Evil, is going to head back to this Thieves Town area. And I wonder where that lamp is, as he's very close to Skull Woods, since technically that was required to get the fire rod.
Oh, yeah.
Then what have we?
Now, if Arboretic had not been reluctant to sequence break, he could have already cleared out Skull Woods. Now, again, that would have been another sequence break.
Sure, but if you're able to keep them organized in your head, then, you know, it's just as well. The game doesn't mind as long as you're not pulling off a major glitch. It's all gravy. But this part of the seed, when you don't have the hammer, is something of a slog because you have to get up to the village each time you want to go into the dark world, no matter where you want to go.
Yep,
Well, it looks
pretty
like he'll
much.
get some map info here. I think he's going to pop in. Oh, well, first going to buy the pricey bombs. Ice Palace and Desert Palace are 5 and 6.
So I'm not sure if I'm a fan of buying the bombs here, and I'll tell you why.
Aren't they more expensive there?
Well, the thing is, it basically fills up your bombs,
Okay.
but it costs 100.
Right.
And the thing is, if you find flippers or hammer here,
We've got a lamp.
here in Hype Cave, then you could go to
Ooh.
Pod,
Okay.
and you need 110 rupees to get into Pod. That's
Right,
the point
and so
I'm making.
that's definitely going to be an issue. Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute. So now they have the Misery Mire Care package.
Yeah.
Everything.
They got the hook shot, or the ether to open, the hook shot to cross the gap, the lamp to put it in sequence for the basement, and they already had the cane.
Is this seed gonna force them to do Fighter Sword Vitreous?
My oh Meyer.
Fighter Sword Vitreous? No!
I'll tell you what, that to me that is a hype cave. That is our loving name for that one, and
I mean, it
we get a
was
little
hype.
bitter when it doesn't deliver. But I'm pretty happy with that one myself.
I mean,
Meanwhile, we're
lamp,
going to see
hook shot.
put to use here to get over to the other side of the mountain. Quite a wealth of items and information to be had over here as well.
But yeah, there are plenty of places to check before Fighter Sword Vitreous is required, so I think we should be okay.
Yeah, here's hoping. So we'll dive into the dark world immediately. This is a bit easier to get up the mountain this way, if you ask me. Oh, actually just using it to mirror dodge the Tektites. That's absolutely a fair strategy.
Well, and also, you can use that mirror portal a little faster once you come back down through Spiral Cave or whatever.
That's, yeah, we're seeing some very clever routing here, aren't we? And the big key to Eastern. All right, we just need a bow and we can polish that one off.
Indeed. So Arboretic is finding all the value here.
All right. Oh, Movelland taking a death here on Moldorm again. Third shield. GT small. And the hammer.
All right, the hammer. That's so now it's not Fighter Sword Vitreous, now it's Hammer Vitreous.
Yeah, and depending on how you feel about hitboxes, it just might be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it should be noted, like, as Bob said earlier, this is a tough fight on Moldorm with that fighter sword if you're not managing your knockback.
Now, luckily, that actual fight is not something that he needs to do.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Right,
He
but
does
still
need to get the
missing
Moon Pearl out of
missing a
that
Moon
chest
Pearl
in the
out
back.
Yeah. Big money. All right, well, there's your pot entry fee and some.
More like Super Money Cave, am I right?
And we'll see what's on the ledge here. It's a map. So we will see just how much Arboretic really wants information, but I have a feeling they will pass it up.
It depends on how much information I have at the time.
And Movellan attempting... Oh, Master Sword. That makes that another boon for a Vitreous fight. Movellan not remembering you need boots for the King's Tomb right now.
And as you predicted, Arboretic not bothering with the map. We will also get to go see what is required for Turtle Rock.
And
that is the
quick.
Quake.
Huh.
Is this even randomized?
The fire rod's available right now. Of course, the keys that we need aren't quite all there.
And Arboretic making his way through the Spiral Cave.
Yep. No
Everybody's-
boots, but at least you have a hook shot.
Oh, so Movellandrone was making his way over to the Misery Mire area. Got a little bit bodied there, but he might be able to sneak some acquisitions through there.
Yeah, getting over the checkerboard cave is one of the more clever things you can do without a moon pearl. But unfortunately, we know that that moon pearl is in fact in the back of the dungeon they had previously left.
I just saw a bot in chat that made me laugh.
The stay hydrated bot, yeah. I mean, not being terribly disruptive, and
Arboretic is making the play on Misery Mire. Are we going to see some bird toss action?
it looks like we might. I actually don't know if that's in a pick-upable spot, though. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, we'll call
We
that
have-
one the Raven because it's stuck there evermore.
We have attempted bird toss.
Yeah.
You know what you have when you have a single crow standing on a perch?
An attempted murder.
Correct.
Old jokes are the best jokes. Oh. If only it wouldn't change the game's essential mechanics to make that reflected bolt actually damage them. And so we're seeing a quick play to this big key chest, or well, big chest rather, for some bombs. Oh boy. The excitement.
So yeah,
I think
As-
Movell wants to get to Hobo.
yeah. Alright, so Arboretic is going to be heading now to the left side of Misery Mire. The lamp allows you to light these torches and reach the chest above you. And then, of course, there will be the vanilla big key chest.
Skullwood's big key here in Mire.
Yep, so the Skullwood's big key, of course, unlocking exactly one item.
And it could be very, very important or very, very time-consuming for not much value. As Movell has made it to the Hobo now. For just a heart container.
I mean, I don't think he's going to complain.
Indeed. And now we're going to see 4 quick torches and 1 slow wall move.
Yeah, it only takes like 14 years. I mean, what? Looks like Movellandrone has made his way back up to Death Mountain. We'll see if he's going to get that Moon Pearl.
Here's hoping.
Plus 10 arrows in the vanilla big key chest for arboretic.
Yeah, nothing too special there.
It's a little special. It's the only plus 10 arrow upgrade.
Alright, fair enough. And enjoy those dulcet tones as arboretic makes his way to this next chest for a compass to Thieves Town.
And as you can see, you've got that counter there at the top of arboretic's screen. That's because he has the compass to Misery Mire. So for those of you who were, we had that discussion earlier, but I wanted to make sure people had seen exactly what we were talking about.
Right. There we go. Just enough life to get out of the beep zone.
Ah, music to my ears, or lack thereof.
Right. Wait, you don't have ears?
Correct.
Oh. Just making sure.
It's a horrible accident.
Alright, and a hard piece here. You can see we're getting very close to having achieved all the items here.
So this particular situation is actually very bad.
Yeah, it seems to have some new folks tuning in.
Well, no. I was talking about arboretic. He's only got 3 hearts, and you can't get that chest with 3 hearts.
Oh, right, without, So that means the Cape or Cane of Berna is around, or were those,
No, it's just you get good, and you have more hearts. Like, version 28 no longer has any special
and
on that
the
chest.
Oko stuff, okay, yeah. Okay, right, and... Yeah, that's rough. And that's a long trip back into that dungeon. But I guess what we're gonna see is the big key of the Skull Woods getting redeemed. Alright. And color me incorrect as it doesn't go to Skullwoods at all. Gonna take that hammer to Peg Cave. Oh, and not wanting to hurt the Skull Cuckoos.
Sorry, I did not mean to imply that getting there with less than 3 hearts was because you're not good at the game. My apologies.
Right, only implying that you're gonna need a little bit of health to walk over those spikes. As we get a big 20 there in the Peg Cave.
Yeah, so the Moon Pearl was in the lobby chest, basically in Tower of Hera. So the one in the back before you reach the basement coffee break room.
Right, yeah. And Movellandrone seemed to be unaware of it or simply forgot.
So Arboretic's character is the maiden from Thieves Town.
Yep, one of our many custom sprites available. with
No
the
no
randomizer.
spoilers about the maiden from Thieves Town. I mean, I guess we could say this is a blind run. I don't know.
5 rupees there in the back of the graveyard ledge. Lacking the boots, we'll pass up King's Tomb.
I don't think this is going to work the way Arboretic wants it to. There we go.
Yeah.
Like, you can't actually get anywhere from there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Flippers at that point.
We'll see. I think the plan was a play on Pyramid.
Yeah, I think you might have been trying to go to Catfish.
Maybe.
You didn't have the ability to do that at the time.
Feeling a bit befuddled here. Movelland suffering again here in the mire area.
Well, he did get to the entrance of Misery Mire, so he now knows what the medallion requirement is.
Right.
Now he's still out there in Mire doing the Mario, is the thing. Because of the lack of Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
That is not true. Arboretic has Ether. And Ether was in Hype Cave.
Yep. But now we're in the Palace of Darkness here on Arboretic's side. And what will we have in this first chest? A little bit of compensation from Kiki. And and custom text there on the Desert Thief.
Alright, so Arboretic making his way through the front end of Palace of Darkness here. You know, the music here indicates that this would be a pendant, but of course that has no meaning whatsoever in Keysanity. Arboretic doing the hammer jump. I'm not sure he's gonna have enough time on that bomb.
That'll remain to be seen. Oh, just short.
So one trick you can do with the hammer jump is, well, that's not gonna work the way you want it to. You are an entire tile up from where you need to be. But one of the tricks you can do is you can go up and check the chests in like the dark basement with the anti-fairies and money, and then come back down and do it from the top, and you have a lot more time.
Interesting. There we go.
But yeah, Arboretic pulls it off on the third try. Not too shabby.
'Tis a charm, they say. And can't get that big chest yet, but that's alright. Need these small chests anyway. At least we hope we need these small chests. A big 20 isn't doing much for us. And 2 of them to boot.
Is that 4 hams?
Alright. We're dropping to the basement here. Get the foot pedal chest. For another arrow upgrade. It's like they know you don't have the bow, but they want you to be ready when you get it.
Yep.
Now, Movellandrone, I think on this previous trip must have been short of rupees. Ooh, and just dodging a fireball there would have been instant death.
Well, they're braver man than I.
Yeah, at this point, I think I would
yeah.
For precisely that reason, would have chickened out and just got back on the land once I made the portal. But Arboretic making his way up this bridge. Gonna be able to get to 3 more chests this way. And as you can see, due to his key count, unless he's quite lucky here, isn't going to be able to do much else in this dungeon.
Oh,
there's a
the bow!
I'll say that's pretty lucky here.
And the boots!
That is a great horseshoe room. Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
Awesome.
Stop giving me a heart attack, Pod.
Yeah. Palace of D. Debo. So now we've just got 2 more items open up.
Now, because the bow was found in that room, we know that there should at least be 1 more Palace of Darkness key available somewhere before they pick that up.
Right.
That one in the logic requires 3 keys.
Yeah, Pod is a rather tricky dungeon for all of its interweaving and many locked doors.
Yeah, I don't know any run I've ever seen of Keysanity that never set foot in Pod.
There's Kane of Berna. Or perhaps Brian.
Now, the Spike Cave does still require some sort of invincibility item per the logic.
Right, there's just too many spikes in there.
Yeah, the Spike Cave requires... It was relaxed ever so slightly in version 28. In the previous version, you required either cape or cane and either half magic or a bottle. Now, in 28, you require cape and half magic or a bottle, or just Brian.
Right, yeah. Originally, some of our constraints on those had to deal with the one-hit KO mode, but
yeah,
given the amount of times that they were fully acknowledged in non-one-hit modes, they're just, well, we may as well just route them in the more relaxed fashion. But we see Arboretic getting back into Eastern Palace now, having the bow, and also that big key. He's going to be able to complete this dungeon. And that is great news.
And he's going to pick up that fire rod.
Yeah, in the vanilla big key chest. And we're going to get some new info here as he goes to the big chest. Bombs!
Just good old-fashioned explosives.
Useful in a pinch, but he's at 35, so...
Now my question is, what sort of international terrorist is leaving all these bombs in boxes around Hyrule? I mean, I guess it was technically Ganon. It said Ganon mixed up all the items.
Oh yeah, that is the randomizer lore. And I would say that in the realm of Hyrule, he is certainly not a good dude.
Yeah, I think Ganon is on the terrorist watch list.
We see that damage boost strat there from Arboretic. Getting that fire rod. And into the back he goes. Eschewing fairies and all manner of safety, because, well, this isn't such a tough dungeon after all.
Yeah. So, if I had to guess, I bet there's at least 1 pod key sitting in, like, Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Because...
And you'd be able to get there now, you would.
Yeah.
And then the items remaining in pod, one of them is a turtle rock key, naturally.
Of course.
That is my experience with this game.
So I'm not gonna lie. So arboretic, he finished out. Or he picked up the fire rod.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is feeling Skull Woods.
Right.
Part of me is feeling Turtle Rock, just because Turtle Rock tends to troll, and part of me is feeling
Ice Palace?
Ice Palace. Yes.
Yeah, it'd be a good one. We got the items for it, and that one key would be enough to get around if you do it cleverly.
Yeah. You would not be able to open the big chest without the big key, but that's about it.
Right. And we've got a crystal out of Eastern then. So that is going to be 2 for Arboretic. Meanwhile, Movellandrone continuing to route in to Zora.
I think I know what he's trying to do, and it's not going to work. He was trying to fake Flipper and swim all the way around and try to jump down and get the big key that's on the ledge. That's not going to work.
There is another glitch that you can do to set that up, but I'm pretty sure it requires the boots.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah,
so Movellandrone is a little perplexed at the moment, but perhaps he will make his way back to Hera.
Yeah, right now is sitting on a moon pearl in the back of the floor upon which you enter. Now we'll see that King's Tomb play that somebody has the boots. And just some life force there. I'm gonna see the bonk rock check now. And what are we bonking for today? Is it apples? It's a heart piece. And a 4th one at that.
Bonking for apples? Okay.
What? It's a traditional Hylian pastime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that one.
Alright, so where is Arboretic off to now? We've got Mire, we've got Ice Palace, we've got Turtle Rock. Again, various amounts of keys limiting us in various ways there. I do want to see him go get a revenge on Mire, frankly. But it looks like in this proximity it'll be Skullwood's play.
Yep, seems likely.
And where are those flippers? Because that is holding us out of a crystal swamp along with the lack of its small key.
Let's see, if I had to guess, I would say flippers are in the roller crystal room in Turtle Rock.
And putting this room off pays off for Arboretic, as they can just use the cane. We'll see what the item is. Just a map anyway. But yeah, the roller crystal room in Turtle Rock. Wait, was it GT?
Yes.
I poked away to see.
Okay, maybe second worst map, but still. Still bad map.
Right. Alright, and so Movellan retrying this climb of the tower, but we know that the item they need is in the back of that first floor. So, mirror in hand, we'll see this chest get checked here. Front.
So I like to check the chest here first when I have the mirror because 1, I usually forget after killing Mothula, and
Right,
2,
you're like, oh boy, I beat the boss.
and 2,
do
I'm
the
scared
same.
of Mothula. So anything that can help me with Mothula,
Ah,
I will take.
and it's another Meyer key. And we go to the Gibdo torch room. Taking care of the Wallmaster because who likes those guys? And there we go.
My brain, like, kind of spaced on the fire rod there for a second. It's like, wait, he doesn't have the fire rod. He's gonna have to bump. No, he's got the fire rod. He just got the silly fire rod.
Right.
He's also in the back of Skull Woods, so he has the fire rod.
Yeah.
I've been playing too much entrance shuffle.
Right. But I would say there's no such thing. Meanwhile, we got this Mothula fight under the way. So far, no hits. Putting the sword beams to work. It's a nice safe strat, and it gets the job done there. Great application of the strategy there. The map of Hyrule Castle.
The actual worst map.
Alright, I'll take it. And we're retrying a Mothula fight here. Or Mothula Moldorm. The other M.
See,
with
I'm
7
not
letters.
the only one who mixes up Mothula and Moldorm.
Quite so. Oh, and an
Oh,
unfortunate
so
fall
close.
here. Alright. So we're having that fabled warp outside of Skull Woods, but without the book. Our beloved pedestal goes unchecked.
Yeah, we would need the cape before that could happen.
Right, our book is in fact on the Bumper Cave. And so we're back in the Swamp of Evil, and into Misery Mire we return.
I've always wondered why Swamp Palace is not in the place that's called the Swamp.
Yeah, you know, it would make sense.
Alright, Misery Mire 2 Electric Boogaloo for Arboretic here.
And with these sword beams, it certainly is electric. As he manages to dodge all of the Beamo's shots. Just has one more chest to check before going to fight the boss. And plenty of keys to just do this in the shortest manner possible. Oh, all for 1 rupee.
Yeah, so this tournament is open to players of all skill levels regardless of what happens, and we appreciate the effort that everyone puts in.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh, it's sitting at a cool 999 rupees after that 1 rupee, though. I guess that's something.
I mean, that is the best. But yeah, anyone who has the guts to get on stream and play this in front of people, period, is is doing a great job, because it is not an easy thing.
Absolutely. So as long as he's got hearts, Movellandrone is going to keep at this Moldorm fight. And... oh, managing to just stay on the platform there. Dipping, dodging around. Alright. Ooh, just sneaking under the hitbox of the head there. Takes that one on the chin, unfortunately.
I'm told if you can dodge a Moldorm, you can dodge a ball.
I'd believe it.
Now
Here we go for a Vitreous fight.
Yep. Now, this is a slightly non-trivial Viti fight, because it is Master Sword, no
cape,
no silver arrows.
and no silvers,
cape.
yeah. But this Cane of Burn is working out nicely. It's not the strongest item, but it's granting invulnerability, which is definitely nice, because that goop damages you. And it's getting a couple of hits in on some eyeballs. Oh, and watch out for lightning.
Yep. The lightning at this point, I believe, would deal the same amount of damage as the eyeballs. Because of blue mail. Though I don't know
the exact numbers.
I don't know if lightning damage is reduced by mail.
Yeah, to be honest, I forget myself. There's sort of two classes of enemy in the game. The one that I call traps, I don't know if it has an official name. And that's like your spikes and things like that. And then you've got your guys like your eyeballs and your guards that move around. And the former is not actually affected by your mail. Meanwhile, Viti, being one of the healthiest bosses in the game, is going to take some ungodly number of Master Sword strikes here, but
hey guys,
looks like arboretic has it worked out. And what's that, Bob?
I think people are in the chat are saying that Movellandrone may have gotten the Moon Pearl.
Is that so?
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
What, to check that pause screen. And there goes Vitreous down with just a long fight in that second phase.
The small key to Thieves Town. Yes, the Moon Pearl is on his inventory. Ladies and gentlemen,
All right,
Movellandrone
good to go.
has made some progress. He's going to go into the Dark World. If he can make his way to Hype Cave, he'll be able to pick up the lamp and the hook shot and the ether medallion.
Indeed. And that's going to get him moving on this again, which is great. Meanwhile, another crystal down for Arboretic as he takes down Vitreous. So far, that's 4 for 4, finishing mystery dungeons and getting good payout.
Yep. I find in Keysanity that's kind of the status quo. You go in, you just complete the dungeon. Doesn't matter if you know or not.
Yeah, you kind of have to. So with that small key from Vitreous for Thieves Town, we need that big key yet, and then we can actually put it to use.
All right, so Arboretic is about to make the play on Ice Palace.
Right, technically a sequence break. We need those flips, but you know, not going to be a lot to keep track of at this point, I don't think.
And we know that Ice Palace is a crystal. We know that Desert Palace is a crystal. And didn't we pick up the map of Thieves Town at some point? You could check the map.
You know, I hadn't been keeping track of
Wait. Swamp Palace is a crystal, so that's it.
Right, yeah.
Pod and Thieves Town are the other pendants.
That makes sense. Deductor Bob-tastic. Although I guess the verb for that one's deducer. Alright, putting that hook shot to good work here for the silver arrows out of Ice Palace. That's awesome. Gonna help out on that Ganon fight eventually. And if we're lucky, we'll see another sword upgrade for him here. And it'll keep the number of attacks in those first 3 phases to a relative minimum.
All right. So Arboretic making his way down Ice Palace. We will more than likely see a bomb jump. If you do not have the big key, you basically have to bomb jump.
Right, it's gonna be the only way to get down to the basement that easily. The saving grace being perhaps that the other small key is somewhere in the dungeon, and then you can kind of weasel it that way because you have the cane, but this is another one of those dungeons that has a million ways to slice it. Yeah, that looks like the right pixel, yeah. Yeah, a lot of our sprites will maintain most of the dimensions graphically of the original Link, and that's helpful for tricks like that.
Well, the one thing I do with that is I just have started using the shadow for every cue.
Honestly, it's probably the best way to go about it, and who knows what arboretic uses. Maybe just practice with this particular sprite.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so you could even get those jumps with the Invisible Man, huh, Bob?
Yep.
And cheers to you.
I mean, we had a race the other day where you were supposed to use the invisible sprite, and I think I pulled it off there.
Nice.
Or no, I don't think I did Ice Palace Bomb Jump that day, but whatever.
In either case, we got arboretic doing just fine with it as they make their way into these far reaches where the big key usually lies here. And will Movellandrone make some money here? Oh, first miss.
All right, so the archery game, if you're very good at it, is actually a decent way to make money if you really need it. You can make, I believe it's 252 rupees if you get it correct, get all 5 shots.
I've honestly never done the math, so.
Well, yeah. So you start with 4.
Turtle Rock big key here in Ice Palace. It looks like Movelland's gonna opt for a different sort of rupee farm.
Maybe it's 124. Yeah, I think it's 124 rupees. Sorry.
No worries.
You get 4 for your first shot, and then every consecutive shot you hit after that doubles it. So 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Add those up, you get 124.
Right. And we've just seen Arboretic walk backwards through a couple of doors. Do not be alarmed. Totally legit.
This is fine. Nothing is wrong.
All right, and just rupees to be had mostly here in Ice Palace. We do know it is one of our 5-6 crystals though, so that's not a terrible thing to be spending time in a crystal dungeon. Oh, and perhaps mixing up the key and pedal placement there, but gets it this time.
All right, so now it looks like it is time for a little bit of cold stare.
Yep. Now, my concern here is magic power. Is that enough?
It is not.
I believe they used it. Oh, they have a blue. Right. Went to the potion shop. Good on them. All right. Yeah, just cornering those cold puffs. Cold stares, I guess. Are they all cold stare?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So I think either I neglect either we neglected to mention or maybe I just neglected to notice, but the big key at Turtle Rock was in here.
Yes, it was. Alright. So we're gonna put this fire rod shots there.
So Arboretic has so much money, he's been able to burn through potions like they're water.
Right. And finally,
Because water burns. Sorry.
It's all good. But finally replenishing a bit of arrows there. Actually needing them. But that is another crystal down for Arboretic. He just needs 2 more. We gotta find those flippers to get done with Swamp, and we gotta find that small key, of course. We got a desert big key we're looking for. At least. And potentially also its small key. And with a Master Sword in hand, it looks like Arboretic's gonna go check some Castle Tower.
Ah, yes.
This is an interesting thing because normally, well, I should say in the normal versions of the Rando, you're guaranteed keys in the chest in here, but because this is in fact Keysanity, we might have some interesting things here and not even have to go beat Aga. But we did have a small key on Lumberjack, so when we get that other key, we might see another trip in here.
So Movellandrone's kind of trying his luck here, trying to acquire some money, I think.
And there are the flippers!
Wow.
Well
Flippers
then.
in first chest, Agatawer. And the second chest could have something as well.
It's true. Going to be accessible here in the maze. And yeah, I think you're right about Movel trying to win some money here, but if I remember right, most of the prizes here are stunted.
Yeah, there used to be an exploit in an earlier version of the game.
Turtle Rock small key. Yeah. Oh, there's a 100. All right. Looks
2
like,
100s.
Yeah, is that the exploit, I think.
So the it used to be that the first chest you opened would always be 100 rupees after the time you won.
Right. Alright, I'm going to attack the back of the castle from the front and check on one last item that's left here.
So with 2 small keys, the logic will allow you to access 6 of the items in Turtle Rock.
And there is Tempered. Very nice.
Wow. Tempered sword in the Dark Escape chest.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all the equipment, basic combat-wise, that Arboretic's gonna need to get this thing done cleanly. Planning their next move.
So yeah, it does kind of look like Turtle Rock might be the play.
Yeah. Oop. Gonna have a pump.
I was
fake
like, where's
here.
he going? Oh, he's gonna get the key off of the island.
Oh, right, yeah, we do have a key on the island. We have the one at Lumberjack. With those flippers, there's a big key at Zora's Ledge, and that very well could be Desert, might be Thieves Town.
Yep, and it could also be Pod or Ice Palace.
Oh, it's true. We left those behind.
Yep. Now the one he's looking for is Desert.
Definitely
For sure.
Desert.
I'm just throwing this out there. What if Swamp Palace Small Key is the one on the Lumberjack?
Oh, goodness. Because that one's only Ganon's Tower. Looks like we'll see a run up to the Hobo real quick.
Sub 2 happens in Keysanity. It's not as common as in normal. Unless you're Kyung.
Yeah, the right seed with the right runner, you can get these things done pretty quick if they just kind of gel with your mind, or if you're very clever at unraveling them.
I actually luck-sacked into a sub 2 one time.
I know for me it would take quite the seed. Alright, and swimming on is Arboretic as Movellandrone. Gonna head into Skull Woods. Having picked up that fire rod early, we may see a deep dive from them sooner than later. Ah, yeah, swimming on to Zora for that big key. Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is gonna set the tone for the rest of this match, perhaps.
I'm thinking Ice Palace Big Key.
Just to send him back.
Yeah. Well, just to say, if you hadn't a sequence broke, well, then you could have done the whole silly thing.
Alright, just a small delay here on Movel's side, and it's the Thieves Town Big Key.
Oh boy. Yeah, Thieves Town is not what you want to see right now.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, that does unlock 4 items.
correct. And they do have the small key, which adds that 4th item. So
It actually adds 3 of the items in the logic. Because the logic with the big key, the only extra item that's unlocked is the chest that's next to the maiden. Because you could misuse the small key that you get.
This is fair. But we're gonna see him go use those hopefully correctly. And I mean, at this point, he can't really be locked out.
Yeah. With the small key, though, it's not a problem at all.
Right. This is fine, as we say. And Movel attempting a bomb jump, and luckily not going to be set too far back. Literally, right back to where they were standing. I guess that is a tricky aspect of this, is with these hard-hitting Ropas in the overworld part of this dungeon. Well, I say part of this dungeon, but the problem is it's not. If you die while you're traversing the woods, you're gonna get sent back to your spawning point of choice.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And a Quake on these Gibdos.
I wonder if that does anything.
Turns out it freezes them. Yeah. And if I remember right, Ether actually kills him outright along with Bombos.
Correct.
Yeah, where you might expect Ether to freeze.
How many Fighter Sword hits does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
The world may
By
never know.
By that I mean a Gibdo.
Yeah, too many if you ask me. Yeah, you're gonna employ the Fire Rod on the one, be a little bit short on the magic there.
If they picked up the pots in either corner, they wouldn't be.
Right, and even the one that ended up dropped.
Well,
And that looked like a map to Ice Palace. Yeah, and this all worked out just fine. There you go. And... oh. And, trying to puzzle out a short throw here. Just getting grabbed by the Wallmaster instead. Gonna reset that room on him. Looks like we'll just see the vanilla strat here. And before we go have a maiden with a maiden, I'm going to check this big chest here in Thieves Town. What do we get? Bomb upgrade.
Yep. Arboretic gonna go rescue himself.
Yep. So very selfish.
Seems legit.
Yeah. A little blue and orange for some contrast there. And up we go. So boomerangs in the front, not too much great in the back so far. We got the chance of one more item when we finish off blind. We know we're going to receive a pendant along with it. And what will this all have been for? We wonder.
All right. Arboretic starting off with a fairly scripted start, and then I think he got off script there, being a little bit sideways.
Just as well.
With the slashes, but we've got so much health.
Yup, and worst case scenario, you get that Cane of Burner out. Or if you're feeling sassy, the Cane of Samaria. And a green crystal with a blue pendant. Ooh.
Yeah, it's the wrong kind of crystal.
Yeah, so that ends up being a dud back half of Thieves Town.
Yep, so Zora's domain is just the entire domain of Jebaited today.
Yep. Just the worst. But alright, so looks like Turtle Rock time, huh?
Yep.
Get a little speed boost off the stairs with the hook shot.
Oh my goodness, Pedestal Swamp Palace Small Key, it could be a thing.
It really could. I mean, that's one of the things with the keys in this format is they just can't be dependent dungeons. And you just need to have all the stuff to be able to beat the pendant dungeons.
Yeah. It
I'm
can be
where that keep is.
Yeah, it can be like a big key to Swamp if Swamp is a pendant.
Right, since that one's not specifically required to reach the boss. I suppose that's probably true for like Skullwoods as well.
Right.
Yeah. And we're gonna take a short quake to open up Turtle Rock. I guess that's vanilla medallions, huh? Somebody probably pointed that out in chat ages ago.
Well, when I said, is this even randomized, that's what I meant.
Ah. I think there was a vanilla item on the other side of the screen at that time, and I didn't put it together right. But anyway, here we go. Diving in. Using one of the weirder items here, Cane of Samaria, because, well, make platforms, why not? And Skullwoods.
So Arboretic, I'm gonna say, is gonna hope to find some number of Turtle Rock keys in here. Or perhaps not.
Right, depending on their disposition with the dungeon. Although, I'm not sure what all remains to be checked.
Spike Cave?
This is true. Alright. There's Powder. And the big key. The big key of Desert Palace, even.
Get out!
Yeah, I mean, you get the chance now. You could have everything you need right here. There's a couple of items that Big Key gets you, not to mention the crystal in Desert Palace. Powder, maybe the swamp. Small key.
Yeah. Also, Desert Palace would give you
Fat
Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy.
I mean, maybe you don't want to get out. It is possible.
Yeah, there was one more chest he definitely could have checked. With the other 2 keys, there were some locations that would have taken some time to get to. But, I mean, you can now go beat a crystal dungeon, and you gotta make that trip back up the mountain at some point anyway, I guess. So I don't know. In either case, there wouldn't be one answer that's correct all the time. Alright, so Movellandrone getting some revenge on this here, the statue room. Gonna bait out the wall master for a sec. Ends up getting grabbed.
I wonder if he knows you can make the Cane of Samaria block disappear by using the cane again.
I'm not sure. I know that the last time upon trying the cane strat had been very low on magic, and I think was reticent to burn it again. Oh, and just under the Wallmaster's grip this time.
Go, 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 go.
Oh. And just putting that fire rod to work, both runners. The arboretic's trying to track down the spins, or the directions of these Lambos.
And it's the big key to Ice Palace in desert on Land Molas. Now, that being said, that particular key is not in the logic right now. So you won't expect necessarily to find the Swamp Palace key there. Now, the big chest is in the logic.
Alright, here's what it has. Just a compass.
That would be interesting. That might be a play that someone would try, is just see if the Swamp Palace key is vanilla.
You know, at this point, that first chest can have the Swamp Palace small key. It's where it normally goes. In the item randomizer, without Keysanity on, it's where it is. And I think that is just what he's doing. Or wait, no, he may do Pyramid first. We were just talking about how that was the other red crystal.
Yeah. But again, it's in my brain, it's unlikely that Pyramid Fairy has it on account of that crystal technically not being in the logic.
Well, and,
but of course,
how do you
if
think that's not in the logic right now? I'm confused.
Well, it's the thing is, Land Molas requires both the small and the big key per the logic. Because if you grab, you can steal a key from the back and go to the other side and screw yourself out of Land Molas without the small key.
I wasn't aware that those safeguards were in, but okay. I'm not.
I believe so.
I'm not disagreeing. So let's see, Pyramid Fairy, what you got? Also, has anybody checked the pyramid at all? I don't think he ever got over here to check, so we're gonna see both spots. Ganon's Tower, and a heart piece.
I got you baited hard there. Now, if it turns out, say, the desert small key was like one of the next chests in Turtle Rock, then
That's true, yeah.
then it's back in logic.
The whole thing's a wash, yeah.
It's back on the menu, so to speak. Looks like Swamp's back on the menu, boys.
Gross.
Indeed.
Alright, so Movell gonna opt out of a challenging back half of Skullwoods there. As Arboretic is gonna hammer dash about and perhaps go check out that first chest of Swamp. I feel like before any other big dives, this is probably a very prudent thing to check.
Will we get Vanilla Swamp Big Key?
Or small key.
That's what I meant.
It's all good.
Will we get Vanilla Swamp Small Key? You know, that thing you actually need for Swamp.
Here we go. Gotta take care of a few water Tektites.
Incoming Jebaited in 3, 2,
Nice
1.
dash. Big money! Yeesh. Alright, well, I guess it's time for...
Turtle Rock.
Whee! Still no cape. I say that because it blocks the book, which lets us read the pedestal.
Oh, Arboretic's doing the
the powder.
bat.
Yeah.
Magic bat.
Right. He'd attempted the fake powder glitch earlier, but perhaps put himself in like a 1 MP state and couldn't find anything to relieve himself with it. Let's find out. And we have a heart container.
Just big love from the magic bat. And it's now time. Probably for more Turtle Rock.
I would think so, but we'll see. What sort of tricks Arboretic has up their sleeve here. Yeah, we do still have the small key at Lumberjack. But we need the other castle tower key for that. Yeah, Spike Cave is in.
So Castle Tower key at Small Cave, or Spike Cave. Swamp key at Lumberjack.
That would be something.
And the entire rest of Turtle Rock is complete Jebaited.
Well, the interesting thing here then will be, if he happens to go all the way through Turtle Rock, getting the keys to do so along the way. If the green pendant ends up useful or not. Alright. So on this return trip, we're gonna go right to that Chain Chomp room. Meanwhile, Movellandrone getting to Hype Cave. And Hype it was. If you're just tuning in or
Oh yes.
missed it earlier, it's quite the spread.
Movellandrone picks up the lamp. That's going to be huge. He's going to go in the back, pick up the hook shot and the ether medallion. As well as some sort of small key.
I believe it was Meyer. And a map here in the chomp room. Speaking of mire. Right. Oop. Opting for some safety strats here.
Arboretic doing some of my favorite moves there.
Yup. Yeah, and this dungeon is chock full of these anti-fairies, so you might as well use them if you need them.
Yeah, Turtle Rock without powder is not fun. Turtle Rock with powder is a breeze.
Yeah. Now with that hook shot, we want to see Movellandrone get up to the mountain, and it looks like that's where they're heading. Because Paradox Cave was also packing today.
Yeah, the hammer was there. For sure.
Indeed.
So that will finally give Movellandrone additional access to Dark World.
Alright, looks like Arboretic is opting to skip that vanilla big key chest. I'm gonna rob the key and head down and hope for better luck on Laser Bridge.
So there are 3 chests left before we get to Laser Bridge, which is still technically outside the logic without a 3rd key.
Right, yeah. One of them, of course, being Mimic Cave.
Correct.
Right, yeah, we got Mimic Cave, the big chest, and then the roller room. Well, the small roller room. There's a big roller room. There's a lot of rollers in this dungeon. Oh. And have a little bit. There we go. Huh. That's a neat trick. Using the bonk to get back in range of the mimics, since mimics don't bonk. But for a 4th heart piece, and a timely health refill.
Alright, so Arboretic. There's one last chest in the logic at the moment.
Yep.
Though there may be some other locations containing Turtle Rock keys that we are unaware of.
We do still have Spike Cave open.
This is that crystal roller room I was talking about earlier, and it's just a compass. So Arboretic is now going to head down to the Laser Bridge, hope to find something important. Now there's also the very strange scenario where there is a small key in the vanilla big key chest, which would also put this in logic.
Right, since the item would void itself out, basically. Or you'd be doing a key for a key sort of swap. Everything comes out fine. Here we are. Castle Tower.
Oh boy.
The compass to Turtle Rock, as you see the numbers pop up. Yet another heart piece. Oh, trying to deal with that hard hat beetle and getting lasered off in the process. And another container. So, well, I mean, we got Spike Cave that we can go do, and then it looks like might be time for Lumberjack.
Yep.
By way of Aga. Oh, fun, fun, fun.
Oh, he's just going straight for Aga.
it's not a tough setup for Spike Cave after.
Yeah, I would guess that T-Rock would be... I would guess that Spike Cave probably has a T-Rock key, or the T-Rock big key chest has a T-Rock key.
Yeah. This one's certainly creating itself a quite the yarn. So there we go.
No, not big chest, big key chest. The one in the red, the one in the lava island in the middle, the one that you usually skip.
Wow, Movellandrone making his way around this hookshot cave, which unfortunately didn't seem to hold that much as I remember. Oh, there was a bug net. Oh wait, that's right, Master Sword, which he has now. Rip me. And here we go. Alright, and into this sort of mini gauntlet.
Yep, it's nothing compared to the GT gauntlet, but if you come in here with only 3 hearts and a fighter sword, it can be the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting out
Arboretic.
word.
Yeah, carefully making his way across those bridges there.
I'll tell you what, that hook shot there is tricky to get because of the way that the enemy's player detection works. It uses a ghost enemy that has a hitbox that isn't affected by the hookshot. So sometimes if you're on that bridge, if you ever get a short hookshot shot, you hit the ghost.
Aha.
And here we go. Agatum. 1 hits. 2 hits. 3 hits. I think that's 4 hits then.
Yep. So Movellandrone is now making his way up Tower of Hera once again, this time with the Master Sword in tow and the hammer.
Yeah.
So if he knows how to deal with Moldorm, he can keep him from getting into his super speed state with either of those 2 items.
Indeed.
Now he'll have to spin with the Master Sword, or else it just deals the same amount of damage as the Fighter Sword.
Villain trying to use that boomerang to effect. And does get through once his blue pegs up,
nice.
Orange pegs down.
But yeah, that was also, I believe, a completely blue ball-less fight.
Yup, 0. 0 blue balls. Just getting right to the meat and potatoes. So what do you think? Turtle Rock, Smolky? Or maybe Pod? Maybe we'll go back to Pod.
Who knows?
That's the fun of Rando.
Movellandrone finally picks up the big chest in Tower of Hera. Apparently unaware of the vanilla method to reach that chest.
Oh, it could still be the Hera key, as Number Play points out.
And it is...
Dark Palace.
Pod!
Alright.
That's only the third pod key we've found.
Yes. And it comes with it very compelling decision as these options wane. We've got the vanilla big key chest, we've got the spike room chest, or we have the trip to Helmasaur.
Don't go to Helmasaur.
There's been a warning put out about this because of some conditions that may happen in the logic. But it is imperative that he doesn't risk a soft lock by going to Helmasaur.
But I mean, that being said, still only 3 keys, and with 3 keys you don't have access to anything but the things he's already checked in the logic.
Right, and actually he can't even make the trip to Helmasaur. He doesn't have the big key.
That is true.
Yeah, which means that big chest is going to sit also. So he had, with my incorrect reasoning earlier, 4 options, not 3, but in fact has 2. And arboretic seeming to take a bit of a stop to think, which one do I want to try? This is a tough decision to be making here in a Keysanity seed. It looks like he wants to go to the back. So here we go. Doubling back instead. Oh, and back again. Really, maybe singing the old Eeny Meeny Miny Mo song to himself. Oh no. Alright. Was gonna flip the crystal switch. Decides not to, that's better. Because if he would have made that trip down the Helma, would have burnt the key to be missing the big key. And that's right, Movellandrone does take down Moldorm. We are happy for him. So, alright, here's the big reveal. What do we got? What do we got? It's a map. Oh. How disappointing. And we are seeing Movellandrone go to a place that Arboretic has not, and this is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what is here in the Spike Cave. Oh, and whoa, bucko. Alright, gonna put that... Oh. Okay, drinking that potion just in time. And making his way. And it's a compass in Spike Cave, which looks to be where Arboretic is heading now. And so... we've got a cape at large somewhere. And to answer Zelga-Dusan in chat, yes. And it was something debated. Number play remembering a key thing that I'll admit I'd forgotten. The Ice Palace Big Key. In fact, may be the tool to put to use. Go get that big chest. And looks like that might be the thing at this point. For the number of items we need, I want to say that has to lead to Cape. Because there's still... well, no, I guess the small key is actually all we need. Because that would get us entry to the last crystal. So, yeah, I think at this point we can pretty confidently say we're waiting on a trip back to Ice Palace. Wow, what a crazy mix-up turnaround seed this has been. Dashing right out of trouble there. Movellandrone makes their way back to Misery Mire, where they had a couple of tough outings before. And gonna find themselves much better equipped. In particular, having that Moon Pearl means being able to swing that sword. But it looks like Arboretic has been keeping as good a track as Number Play was, and realizes, I've got a big key I haven't used. And there goes fire and suddenly mirror shield for Movellandrone. Got a question in chat about the viability of pedestal at this point. Technically, yes, but I think with the number of item locations remaining that it's like incredibly unlikely and perhaps impossible. At this point, we need the Swamp Small Key, but we would need many more items to get it off the pedestal.
So, are we returning for the Ice Palace Big Chest?
That is correct. Yeah, Spike Cave was a compass, and that was about all you missed.
And he didn't do anything else in pod?
Yeah. Wait, catfish?
Yeah, catfish has not been a thing.
Interesting. Oh, wow. That would be, huh.
So when I was over, gathering inspiration on the Throne of Inspiration, I thought, has anyone checked the library? I do not remember the library.
I can't remember anyone checking the library. Did we?
I know Movellandrone did not check the library. Like, I saw him purposely not go in. Okay, just money, apparently.
Okay. I want to say Arboretic did the Skullwood's big chest to a heart piece. Movellandrone doing a trap room there in desert. Oh. Alright, and here we go. What is in the Ice Palace big chest?
It's a red mail.
That's a vanilla item
Somewhat
there with
vanilla,
the progressive mails, yeah.
You could have had the vanilla item there if you'd have come here before getting the blue one.
Oh, man. Then you can see that mouse cursor, Arboretic counting.
Cursor Chan has returned.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, I think we go to Catfish and we pray.
Yeah, because we've checked that, we've checked Pyramid, Pyramid Ferry, Spike Cave, Ice Rod Cave, Zora and Ledge. This is
This is a doozy.
Yeah, and it would be perhaps rather frustrating. And actually, I guess it looks like we didn't do Skullwood's big chest because, or at least Arboretic's not sure if they did. But I would trust them to have been keeping track of it better than I.
I was like, where's he going? Oh, the vanilla way to do Skullwood's big chest.
Right. A sort of semi-vanilla. The truest vanilla would have been hitting the star tile. And here we go. Oh man, is it? There it is.
There it is. The Swamp Palace Small Key.
In 220
big
go
chest
mode, almost on the dot.
Big chest of Skullwoods. Where was that big key again?
Let's see. Skullwood's big key was in Misery Mire.
Oh, wow. And he got that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he went back to Skullwoods to finish it and never checked the big chest.
Yeah, so chalk that up, yeah. Ugh. But, nonetheless, it's ready to go. We're going to see a very quick Swamp Palace.
Now, granted, as commentators, we didn't mention the Skullwoods big chest either.
Yeah,
so,
to be frank, I assumed he grabbed it on the way back to Mothula, but...
Yeah, basically.
Shame on me for not watching more closely.
Yeah, so there would likely be a desert key in Swamp or some progression leading them to a desert key, like a Turtle Rock key or a Pod key or something like that. But yeah, Movella or Arboretic, I would bet against him finding out. By the way, where did we find the silvers?
Silvers were in Ice Palace. I believe they were in the first chest. All right. Here we go. Very, very quick Swamp Palace coming up.
Movellandrone having none of those Gibdo's sass.
Yeah, finding the blue mail there.
Just getting the Ether Medallion, I was just like, I will have none of this. You will all be destroyed at my whim.
And does Ether work on hard hat beetles? It freezes them. Alright. And one more. Although we'll find this is a drop location in Skullwoods, and so nothing really to be had here.
You can get some magic under that pot.
Hey, yeah. Fuels another use of the Ether Medallion if needed.
One time I filled up my magic there by just lifting the pot and mirroring.
Like, that's actually rather clever. Especially if you make your way to the back of Skullwoods and realize you don't have magic for your fire rod. Well, there's our cape, but we won't see the book put to use. We can assume at this point that there was nothing terribly useful on the pedestal.
Yeah, I'm guessing Arboretic is checking the occasional chest here, just, in case butter happens or something.
I would say so.
If I'm Arboretic right now, I actually feel pretty far behind.
Yeah, that long search for an item location that, as you mentioned, was available quite a while ago, that doesn't leave you with a very good feeling, because that's one of those ones that you think your opponent is going to have done. Whereas when your seed is just tough in general, you think, well, at least my opponent is doing this too.
And I always think it's a treat to see newer runners who are willing to give it a shot on stream.
Absolutely. And we appreciate everybody being supportive as well, because, all of the people we see that we regard as being perhaps better than the others began at some point on this level. And so
now,
you really can't poo-poo anyone for getting up here and doing this.
I will say we probably won't keep streaming this past a certain point, because there will be another race on this channel soon, or sometime in the near future. So there will be a definite cutoff point, but we'll try to follow this run as long as possible.
Absolutely.
Just to give him some support.
And there it was, that desert small key that you were...
Oh, it was on Argus.
It was on Argus. You were postulating quite correctly.
Well, I stole the postulate from Number Play in the chat, so shout-outs to Number Play.
Alright, and so we are climbing the mountain. We already have that big key, so there'll be no guessing game here. And there'll be no opening of chests if my count is correct. He's got something like 3 or 4 Ganon's Tower keys. So it'll be off and going. Movellandrone wants to get over to what is a ends up being an empty room there.
Yeah, that is like the biggest troll. It's like in the vanilla version, you're like there's like the vanilla intended way to do that is so convoluted, and it turns out to be jack diddly squat.
Yep, Moth has a cruel sense of humor.
Alright, so Movellandrone actually making his way toward Mothula.
Yep. You're gonna see that fight. It's gonna be for a crystal, which will be good for him. And arboretic is dashing for the final dungeon.
We'll be heading to Ganon's Tower. I don't think we'll be seeing many chests checked, but, you know, in case of Buttersword, he might check the ones on the way up.
Perhaps. Movellandrone having a time with this floor puzzle.
Yeah, it's not what we would call the world's easiest floor puzzle.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to use that hookshot there and just tripping the star tiles, though.
But yeah, you'll need to make your way around that area carefully, or you can sort of finagle your way along the diagonals between holes there.
Right. So hopefully we see a slow play here. Do want to see him progress and get through this.
There we go. I think when he was using the hookshot, he was just trying to kill the berry jellyfish guys.
Oh, yeah. That might be it.
And then he just missed.
Right, and then if you hit the skulls, of course, they don't care what you're aiming for, they stick. So, get one more medallion use out of Movellandrone, recharges the magic, going for the torches. Arboretic going through this Igor room. Always reminded me.
So hopefully he knows where to slash here. Ether destroys bunny beams.
Interesting. So if you don't have powder and you really can't stand to be hit by one, then...
Movellandrone gonna find out where that small key comes from. Right there.
Yep. Alright, gauntlet underway for Arboretic.
Alright, it's time for the moth fight. Master Sword, a little bit of Fire Rod usage. Could be doable.
Yeah.
So this is a scenario where I like to charge the spin just because it creates lag and makes it easier for me to dodge.
Totally understandable. We got Arboretic finishing up that gauntlet with relative ease.
And
Nice physics in those last two are just rough.
And unfortunately, Movelland taking a death on Mothula.
Yeah, I never like to see that. It's a long trip back. And it looks like we will see them wait for greener pastures there. If I remember right, Moth doesn't drop anything important past the crystal.
Yeah, he drops the Hyrule Castle map.
Oh boy.
Which is the best.
Yep.
But we do see Movellandrone going to use some of that massive amount of cash
Yeah,
he
good on
has
him.
to purchase some safety potions.
Arboretic now dealing with Wizrobes. Make another dash and deal with a couple more.
What are those guys called?
The dudes on the bridge?
Yeah.
Torosu. Or Taurus.
Torosu?
Yeah.
Oh, Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they look like little bulls. The Moblins are the little pig dudes that don't aggro on you, but they just kind of walk around.
Right.
Alright. And 3 torches lit, some dashing, switch to fire rod, and voila, you've got doors.
You've got doors.
Alright.
I kind of wish the AOL sound would play whenever you picked up an armor upgrade. Got mail.
Alright, Movellan, understanding that Master Sword means business here in the castle tower. That's going to net them some flippers, if I remember correctly. I believe they were the first chest.
And we move on to Trolldorm 2. That may have been a poke.
Oh, that's going to get yup.
It was.
Oh no! You've angered Moldorm before you could finish him off. Oh, lacking the magic to do so, the medallion not employed, but the soldiers killed in either case. So there's flippers from Movellandrone.
Excellent.
Alright,
Movellandrone can now go swimming after all that fake flippering that was done earlier on.
And just 5 bomb upgrade in the final chest. And putting those boots to work to get away from all those Helmasaurs. Okay, so we got item 2 here. Will it be as kind of a blue ball count as the first one? So far.
We got Aghanim 2, Revenge of... It's called Revenge of Trigonometry. I think
pulling 2 out of that one.
I think the Aghanim blue ball patterns are actually the same for both 1 and 2.
Well, it looks like they were this time at least, and I'd believe it. Because he just cleans that one up with no trouble at all.
With the exception that there's no lightning, so it just completely skips that one.
Right. Yeah, your first and your fourth guaranteed no blue. Your 2 and your 3 can be blue. And we got just very lucky there. Optimal fight on that, I guess, could have been 2 triples. But with that setup...
No, you're not getting 2 triples with that.
Yeah. Not without a calculator. Alright, some mostly vanilla-ish kind of text there. I think it's actually from a different game.
I think it's just a paraphrased version of the text from this game.
Ah. Perhaps so. Now that you mention it, yeah, beat me twice before, yeah. Here we go. Ganon fight underway for Arboretic.
Ladies and gentlemen, cape strats.
Yeah. Hey.
Best strats.
If you got them, use them. Doesn't quite get enough to get out of phase 2 here, but I think that will do it. And with the blue potion in tow, wouldn't be surprised to see it get used if some more hits are taken, just to get that magic up as well. Into phase 3.
I sure hope he has a magic potion.
I saw the blue. But yeah, getting that second hit in to suppress the fire bat after missing the first. You see the big circle they run. Oh, and kind of taking the early swing before the hitbox became active, but the knockback was active, I guess?
So Movellandrone just attempted to throw his sword into the waterfall of wishing.
Wishing indeed. Oh no! In attempting to set up the torch glitch, got overzealous and actually burned out the lantern, or the magic meter, before getting the torch lit. But that's 1 silver hit. And this will be 2. There you go. Having to be careful here. There we go. And we're halfway there.
Whoa!
And there it is. 4th hit on Ganon. He just needs to walk across 1 more bridge.
And that'll do it. Arboretic finishing in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 7 seconds.
GG.
Congratulations.
We did it, indeed. Movellandrone not too happy about what the big key ends up being there on the Zora ledge.
And we're going to see about getting our winner, Arboretic, into the chat here for a interview.
Yeah. Arboretic, congrats on your victory. Maybe a pump fake. Let's see.
Imagine we'll get the audio set up soon.
Oh, hey,
I
push
heard
to
something.
talk.
There you are.
There it is.
Hello, Arboretic. Welcome and GG, sir.
Oh, great, thanks.
Yeah, congrats on the victory. That Swamp Palace Smoky, though, that probably felt a little bad, yeah.
Yeah, I was so convinced that it was the one on the ledge.
Oh, yeah, on the lumberjack.
Yeah.
I mean, we all thought it too, and to be fair, we actually, we thought either that you had gotten the big chest in Swamp or Skullwoods already, or just completely forgot about it ourselves, so.
Yeah, I lost track of that
sneaky
one.
one items. Yeah.
But that was an interesting scene. I got to try all the stupid tricks, basically.
Right. Yeah, it was quite the chain of items, some real back and forth there.
Yeah. I wish I knew why fake powder didn't work for me.
Okay, so I had an explanation for this.
Okay.
So the thing with fake powder is you have to be at exactly 0 magic. And
Okay.
I think you had 1 because of the way you used the fire rod and then the cane of Samaria to
Oh, no.
the ice rod and the cane of Samaria to do that.
Okay. So, like, it's better just doing it all the way down with the cane.
I think it's actually the cane that messed you up.
Okay.
Because the cane uses a non-standard level of magic.
Huh.
So the rods will usually get you there, and the lamp will get you there, but you didn't have the lamp. But the cane uses an odd multiple.
Okay. But you drain it all the way down, then use the cane.
Yes.
Okay. Now I know.
Now you know. But yeah, a lot of clever routing and execution in there, though. Especially being without the hammer for so long.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah, that's fun. And,
right.
GG to Movellandrone.
Yeah. Now, how are you feeling about the lineup of next opponents after this one?
I figure that Yeah, so I figure being up a point is going to be a lot harder.
Right.
Yeah. Try to get some more races into practice this week.
So I do have to ask you, when you picked up that Swamp Palace key, was there any chance in your mind that you thought you might have been way behind?
I was worried. Yeah, I know. I'd heard Movell talking about how he was totally thrown off in practice by a seed that didn't have a hammer for a long time. So that gave me a little more confidence there. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been made evident that Movellandrone's fairly new at this.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I haven't checked the status of the race.
Yeah, he's got 1 crystal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From Tower of Hera. He's currently in Thieves Town.
Okay.
Yeah, the big hang-up had been skipping the back of the first floor of Hera, where the Moon Pearl was.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of set the gap growing.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Yep. But yeah, I mean, props to Movell for entering. Like,
right.
Let's start somewhere.
Take some hits.
All right.
Yeah. But any other thoughts on the seed? Any moments you found especially humorous or fitting?
Oh man, it's been so much of it I don't even remember.
Yeah, honestly, that is the bit of the reason I'm struggling with this interview myself. There was a lot of running around.
I'm glad I didn't get punished too much for bailing out of Turtle Rock like early that first time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have worked out for you if you'd have gone to Skull Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. It turns out Turtle Rock, minus that Desert Palace big key, really wasn't useful.
Yeah. Well, the big key was on Laser Bridge though, right? And that was
No, the big key was in the Fire Rod locked section.
Okay.
What was on Laser Bridge was the Castle Tower key.
Oh yeah. Oh, so all that did was distract me, right? Yeah.
Then the big decision in Pod when you went back with the one small key.
Yeah.
I had, having been in that situation before myself, I was like, oh, this is like the one part about Keysanity that like I simultaneously love and hate. So I was kind of wondering what is in that other chest, but it turned out to be not required anyway.
Yeah. And if I haven't been given the way to find all those keys, it's probably not required. But...
Right. That is one of the better parts of discretion in this mode. So congrats on conquering that.
Mm-hmm. All right, great.
Yeah.
Fun race.
Yeah. Congrats again on the victory. Looking forward to seeing more of you in the second round. And
yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'll see people around in the open races.
All right.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and you're welcome to stick around as long as you want, but we're going to go ahead and follow Movellandrone as he attempts to get as far in this seat as he can.
Sounds good. And my cat's yelling at me anyway, so I got stuff to do.
All right. Well, thank you again, and good luck.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So with that completed, we can focus on Movellandrone's quest to make his way through this seed.
Yep. I'm gonna get sent back to the start of the dungeon here after winding up in a trap room. Unfortunately, if you die with the maiden in tow, you have to go save her again, which in terms of verisimilitude makes quite sense.
Yeah, so there are quite a few trap rooms in dungeons. There's that one. There's the one in Skullwoods we were talking about earlier.
Right.
I don't know what that was.
I'm not sure. Maybe just some frustration.
There's the one in Skullwoods. There's one in Desert, which is on the upper right, which we also saw Movelland go into.
Yeah.
There's the upper right room in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and that leads to some safety items, so that's kind of
I
nice.
think there's a fairy in there.
And I want to say a full magic container as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then there's actually a rupee room in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there is that. It's to the
It's weird.
right
Yeah.
of the room you usually bonk the wall with the pokey in it.
Right. I remember not understanding that room for the longest time. Then realizing that you have to kill all the enemies to get the blocks to move, almost like a shout out to the original Legend of Zelda, where that mechanic is mostly absent from this game. Struggling here with what we call the Hellway because, well, it's got a lot of spikes and enemies in it.
There is one pixel in the very middle of it that you can actually dash down.
Indeed.
Now, of course, we don't have boots here right now, but, you know, that could help. Now, let me tell you something. By the logic, that key in the Lumberjack Cave was required.
Right, because Arboretic did what we call the hammer jump to get over to the dark maze.
Well, it wasn't the dark maze that made it required. It was the horseshoe room. So the horseshoe room, in the logic, requires 3 keys from Pod, because you could use one on the door and the big key chest and lock yourself out if you only have 2. But if you have 3, you can get back there no matter what. And that's where the bow and the boots were.
Ah, yeah, that's fair.
Now, if Movellandrone elects not to go to the vanilla big key chest in Pod when he gets there, then he will not necessarily have to do that.
Right. Oh, man, I was spellbound there as Movellan was putting on quite the dancing show, keeping away from those red fireballs.
Yeah, I think he can get this.
Absolutely, and only a shame they don't have Burna or the Cape at this point. Could have put that one to bed. Just taking a quick lap and deciding maybe to...
So, my favorite strats on Blind are actually Cane of Samaria strats.
Absolutely. Such a fun way to do that fight. You can make Blind hit himself, basically, and then blow the block up for a second hit.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll just leave it sitting there and just let him run into it like 3 times.
Yeah, why not, right?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it goes away in 2, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks like Movellandrone's gonna get all stocked up and go for this blind fight.
Alright. Now, on the Speed Gaming schedule today, there is another race on this particular channel, another Link to the Past Keysanity race, coming up in 1 hour. So at some point we will be needing to cut this off. At least on the Speed Gaming schedule.
Right. If If the race is still in progress at that point, if Movellandrone is still running, then you can catch him or her on their respective stream.
And, once again, I want to give a shout out to our tracker Recidador, who has been putting in, some overtime here.
Indeed.
On account of the stream, or the seed trolling both of our runners. So the Fire Shield doing some good here for Movellandrone on blind. Now, most of you will know there's no reason to charge the sword here, because any hit to blind is the same amount of damage. Like, I don't even think there's a health counter. I think it's just, it counts hits. Or there might be a health counter, but it never matters.
Right.
Now, that being said, though, I actually I actually do kind of like the sword charge strats for the same reason I like it on Mothula, for intentional lag creation.
Yeah, that and if I'm just having a bad day with hitboxes, honestly I do that because that sweeping spin of the sword will hit a lot of things.
Alright, so Movellandrone gonna decide what to do next. Blue Cane doesn't take more hits than other things, it's just that some of the hits don't count with Blue Cane because they come too early.
Right. The sort of phasing of blind becoming vulnerable again and the rotational speed of that sparkle kind of get out of sync.
That being said, Blue Cane strats are still pretty good strats.
Most def.
I didn't know he was coming.
Well, we've got an iced tea room in Ice Palace.
Yeah, there is that. Out of Most Def room. Yeah. We have the Ford Prefect room.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Hitchhiker's Guide. What are you going to do about it? So, Movellandrone just came into Ice Palace and used his key on the front door. Not killing the berry to get the key.
Oh, yeah. Huh. That's going to create a problem.
What does Quake do to those guys? Oh, it kills them. Good.
Yeah. There are silvers and
no bow just yet.
Yeah. Yeah, the way Quake works is it does something like, it basically does the maximum damage value, and then there's some enemies where that is set to a special flag. And so, what do you call? So like powdering dead rocks and quaking them does the same thing. And it's because of that special flag on the end of their damage table that says turn them into goop. So some of the other enemies have flags there. Pengators do not. They just take all the damage.
Yep. So basically what? Any medallion kills a Pengator?
I would think so. Maybe the Ether Medallion freezes them?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. The fire rod does not outright kill pen gators, surprisingly.
Right, yeah. But the hookshot does. That's probably my
Yeah.
favorite way to go about it myself.
That's very interesting. It's a weird damage table for those things. That is one way of getting the job done there, Movellandrone.
Alright, and once this pegs up on the way down.
Is he setting up for the bomb jump?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, unflappable.
Yep, can't be flapped. Pretty sure if the swag duck lost his wings, he'd be unflappable. Okay, then he flipped the switch again.
Huh.
Okay, so no bomb jump today.
That's just as well.
Yeah. He won't be able to get to Cold Stare. But he can get to Iced Tea, and he can get to the Freezor room. He could have theoretically gotten to the other rooms on the right side, but he used his key on the front door.
Yeah. That's going to be one where I don't know if he's going to quite recover. Well, let's find out. What does Ether do?
Ether freezes them.
Yep.
Apparently.
This is an enemy puzzle room, and so it'll be just putting them to work.
Use the hammer here. That's what you should do. Also, killing frozen enemies with a hammer gives you a slightly
Magic
different
decanter.
drop, perhaps.
Yeah. All right, we are getting the cue that we're going to bring you over to a Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizer tournament match that'll be beginning shortly. If you want to continue watching Movellandrone, just put links in the chat there over to their stream, or certainly welcome to stay around for a very fun Super Mario Brothers 3. We do thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah. Thank everybody for watching. Thank you to both of our runners, Arboretic and Movellandrone. Thank you to our tracker, and thank you to everyone else. And thank you to you, Epi, for
And
commentating
thank you, Bob.
with me.
Always fun. All right, everybody, enjoy the Mario.
See you later.